Somebody said the other day, there isn't anything much happening in Kenyan politics at the moment. Ati what? And they continued, Raila is not talking much, and DP Ruto is even being diplomatic these days, cracking more jokes in his rallies. And they concluded, Kumekucha, you must agree with me. Yeah, the pace has slowed down in Kenyan politics. Well, I'll tell you what I told him. I don't agree. In fact, things are speeding up at a crazy speed. And although most of the action, admittedly, is behind the scenes, backroom deals, etc., etc., there are very clear and telling signs to prove that things are speeding up towards some kind of climax. And I will explain in great detail precisely and exactly what I mean in a moment. But first, some breaking news. A senior IEBC officer has confirmed that McDonald Mariga is in fact a registered voter. Yeah. Folks, drama bin drama. You know, if this was a lawyer talking or somebody else outside the IEBC talking, then it would have been a very different story. But this is a senior IEBC officer confirming that yes, this man is a registered voter. Now, this drama unfolded today at the Dispute Resolution Committee of the IEBC. The said officer showed the committee on a laptop and proved that actually Bwana Mariga is a registered voter. He registered on August 26th this year. Now, I want you to take careful note of the fact that the law says a candidate has to be a registered voter. Period. It does not say a candidate has to be a registered voter for at least X number of years. No. Now, let's leave emotions out of this one. And let's state a fact. Okay? McDonald Mariga out of the Kibra seat is good news for the ODM party. In fact, it is good news for all the other candidates. And for a very simple reason for those who understand politics. And that reason is the campaign machinery behind this particular candidate. And in case you didn't know, part of that campaign machinery was operating, chini ya maji, in the recent Embakasi South by-elections. And see what happened. Clearly, if by any chance McDonald Mariga is on the ballot on November 7th, that campaign machinery will be operating, this time not chini ya maji, this time at full throttle. And what that means is that anything, absolutely anything, can happen in Kibra. Now, I also want you to know that I'm not getting excited for McDonald Mariga. I'm not supporting Jubilee for Kibra. No, I'm completely neutral. If I sound excited, it is because I'm totally shocked, at the fast-paced drama unfolding over the Kibra seat, a small, tiny parliamentary seat in Nairobi. Now, I'm shocked, but I warned you guys. I believe I did. I told you the Kibra by-election, it will not be an ordinary by-election, with or without Mariga. If you're not sure the reason why I'm saying this, I refer you to my earlier videos. Now, still on the Mariga issue, there's a small catch, okay? There's something called a Form A. Mariga's signature is missing from that Form A. And in fact, today, the chairman of the IEBC, Wafula Chebukati, asked, whose fault is it? Who was responsible, for not ensuring that the Form A was completed properly? That development means that the candidacy of McDonald Mariga in the Kibra seat is still in doubt. It's still a 50-50 thing. Yeah, it could go either way. It all depends on the committee's interpretation, of the law concerning the weight, of having a signature missing in the Form A when a person registers as a voter. But we don't have long to wait. Tuesday, the verdict will come in. So now let's leave the Mariga issue aside for a minute and go back to what we started with. My proving to you that the pace in Kenyan politics is in fact picking up, with a lot of things happening behind the scenes, perpetuated or manifested by some things we're seeing in public. You see, many times, something very small can happen, or something which appears to be very small, but the repercussions and the implications of that incident are huge, and unfortunately, most of us miss it. Now, many people on this channel don't like Dennis Itumbi, and I'm afraid that makes it even more likely for most to miss this very significant development. One of the prosecution witnesses against Dennis Itumbi has filed an application to withdraw as a witness. He sensationally claims that he was forced to sign a statement that he did not even read, although he was told the main gist of that statement, and he still signed it because he was under duress, he claims. But that is not even the big story. Let's start this story at the beginning. The man's name is Samuel Gateri. Now, one day very recently, actually on July 2nd to be precise, Bwana Gateri received a call from an unknown caller. Somebody didn't know. That person claimed to be a worker for the security and courier company called G4S, Embu branch. And this person told Bwana Gateri that there was a parcel for him, waiting for him at the G4S offices. So, of course, Bwana Gateri was curious, wouldn't you be? And he rushed to the offices, produced his ID, and waited for that package that had been sent to him. But instead of the package, two men emerged, and introduced themselves as police officers from DCI, Directorate of Criminal Investigations. And according to Bwana Gateri, they arrested him. Others would say, according to the laws of Kenya, they kidnapped him. Take your pick. According to Bwana Gateri, what followed was 24 hours of sheer horror. He was threatened with death unless he signed a particular statement. He was also told, according to Bwana Gateri, that he'll be taken to a higher ranking officer who was going to deal with him. Now that is scary because you don't know how you're going to be dealt with. And so he finally signed the statement, which said in part, at least this part he was told, wait for this one, that he knew Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. According to Gateri, the statement also said that his link to the Deputy President was Dennis Itumbi. And so shortly after signing this statement, Bwana Gateri was released without being charged. And the next thing that happened is that Bwana Gateri was on the list of prosecution witnesses against one Dennis Itumbi. But something must have happened, because Bwana Gateri appears to have changed his mind about playing along, if what he's saying is true. Because now, what he has done, he has not only filed, with the court to be withdrawn as a prosecution witness, but he also wants to be enjoined in the case as an interested party. But there was even more drama to follow, Yeah. After filing this particular application, shortly after doing that, while he was talking to his lawyer at a Nairobi hotel, he was arrested by DCI officers. And the next thing he knew is that he had been charged in court, yeah, for publishing false information meant to cause alarm, contrary to the penal code. He denied the charges, and the magistrate's court released him, yeah, on a bail of 100,000 Kenya shillings. And so is currently out, yeah, awaiting trial. Gateri claims that he does not know the deputy president, and he doesn't even know Dennis Itumbi personally. Yeah, he's just heard of him because he's a famous person. And also, he admits that he belongs to the WhatsApp group for Tanga Tanga, for Team Tanga Tanga. Now, before we tie all this together, let's jump to another incident. Yeah, and this one most Kenyans know about. Ndindi Nyoro, the Kiharu legislator. We are all aware of the incident that happened in the church, the Catholic Church in Kiharu constituency. And we know that Muheshimiwa played hide and seek with the cops for quite a number of hours. But finally, he was arrested. Yeah, and he was due to be charged in court. He was even showed the 3 charges that he was going to face. But the next morning, prosecution team is nowhere to be seen. Yani, after taking all that trouble to arrest the Mheshimiwa, all that trouble to find him, and public resources, etc., etc., finally that morning, he was not charged. In fact, he was released. And then his lawyer comes out with a statement that left many Kenyans puzzled. He said they had made a deal with the government. Yeah, and because of this deal, Bwana Nyoro was not going to be charged. So the big question has to be, what did Nyoro give to the government? Because they gave him freedom. What did he give in return? Now, during the Moi presidency, these deals used to happen. And they were never announced the way Ndindi Nyoro's lawyer announced that he had made a deal with the government. What used to happen is that you find somebody has been released. And immediately is released, you hear the man saying, "Tingiza, Kanu ni mama na baba, tingiza, tingiza kabisa." And then moments later, the said person holds a press conference. And the former opposition firebrand starts singing Kanu songs. And he talks about how good Baba Moi is and how Kanu should rule forever. And within no time, you see the same individual driving around town with flashy cars. And he appears to have a lot of money. And then you hear people on the street saying to each other, "Huyo amenunuliwa." But folks, this is not what happened with Ndindi Nyoro. In fact, he came out breathing fire against the very government that he had just made a deal with, according to his lawyer. And on a TV show, Citizens Newsnight, Mheshimiwa Nyoro was bolder than ever, in firing barbs against the Building Bridges Initiative, an initiative that he has previously called the Blue Band Initiative. So the question remains, what happened there? Yes, the guy made a deal, but what did he give the government in return? Because peace is not one of the things he gave the government in return. So what really happened here? What was the deal? Now I've given you 2 mysteries, and the answer to these 2 mysterious, strange, bizarre incidences is the same. And I'm afraid it is highly sensitive. And I hope you will understand. Just read between the lines and you'll realize what I'm telling you is absolutely true. It has to be super sensitive. Indeed, there are people who would not, want this information to be in the public domain, for reasons that should be obvious, But I'll tell you in a minute, how you can get hold of that information, that shocking information. Now, for some weeks now, we have had a special offer for the weekly intelligence briefs, where I put in all this super sensitive information. And tomorrow at midnight, that is 14th September 2019, that super offer ends forever. And we will go back to the normal rate for the weekly intelligence briefs, which is $99.99, or Kenya shillings 9,999. And I can promise you, due to various reasons, which I will not go into now, this offer will never return. That is the bad news. But the good news is that you still have a couple of hours to sneak into the weekly intelligence briefs, where I will release this highly sensitive video explaining, putting together those two incidences and revealing exactly what happened behind the scenes, and more importantly, why it happened. All I can tell you for now is that what unfolded can be classified as game-changing. And so what I would recommend, of course, is to make sure that you beat the deadline. Act right away so that you don't forget and end up remembering when it's all over. I believe you can see details on your screen right now on precisely what you need to do to become a member of the weekly intelligence briefs immediately. And what will happen, the minute you become a member, you'll receive all the past highly sensitive videos, which will keep some of you so busy that you may forget to go straight to the highly sensitive info that we have talked about here today in this show. Who is this who is saying that all is quiet in Kenyan politics at the moment? Nothing like that. Whichever side of the political divide you belong to at the moment, that I can assure you is not true. Many people believe that unless Raila Odinga says something very controversial, all is quiet in Kenyan politics. Or unless Deputy President William Samoei Ruto says or does something major, all is quiet in politics. Nothing like that. You need to take careful note of the fact that when these politicians speak, things have already been done. It is sad that I cannot bring all of you up to speed here on this public channel, but I look forward to seeing many of you on the other side with the weekly intelligence briefings. Until next time, this is Chris. Kumekucha.